Good morning, guys. It's 5:19. Time to get ready and head to the studio. I'm really lucky at this time around. Public transportation is a mess, but my tram has just arrived. It's dark, it's super quiet, I love it. So at this time around I can't make any music in here, of course. My studio is in a residential area. It's 6, so at least one more hour of taking care of business things, and I still have to send away my tax information. $0.02 stamps, that's really a joke. That's probably something you only have in Germany. Ein Schokocroissant bitte.
Gerne. Dankeschön.
Danke sehr. Tschüss. This is not a snack, it counts as breakfast, at least in Europe. Okay, time to make some music. I've programmed in a kick, just simple 4 to the floor. A top kick. The clap on 2 and 4. The clap has a little bit of reverb and a little bit of EQing. I've removed the bottom end as well as Waves S1 stereo imager to make it white. I've programmed a very simple bass line. These are the MIDIs with the Diva soft synth, which is one of my favorites, especially for bass sounds and lead synth sounds. At the moment the cutoff is closed. I have in mind to open it maybe at a later stage when I work on this track, as soon as I do the automation to give the bass line a bit more of movement. Something like that. Next I've added hi-hats. The bass has a little bit of side chaining and I've cutted away all of the frequencies below 51 Hz. I've programmed deep piano chords and I'm using Native Instruments Grandeur for the piano sound. It's, in my opinion, by far the best piano sounding plugin that is on the market. I've played in pads that have almost the same chords as the piano. I'm using Diva again for the sound. I'm already testing what I can do to the sound. I'm playing around with the cutoff and the envelope. I've added these chords to a possible break part, and it's again a Diva synth and just a low cut to get rid of the very low frequencies. And also here I'm testing the sound. This crackling noise you hear is my CPU. The Diva synth is quite CPU hungry, but you can change here the mode from gray to draft and the offline to best. Now it should be gone. Now comes the time where I have to think of the main hook melody of this track. This can take quite some time. Okay, I think I got it. I like to do other things while I listen to all of the versions that I've created. I like to be away from the keyboard half of the time. to not be able to change everything immediately. I've made all of these MIDI parts and I've colored them. The red one is the one that I'm choosing. The purple ones are the ones I definitely don't need. And the green ones are mediocre. I almost always play in my synth sound with a clean piano sound. It's the most neutral. I can focus fully on making a good melody, and then at a later stage I try to find a good synth sound for the melody. The melody really has to be the focus and not the synth sound. Let me play the melody really quick. I've already added a synth sound that is a bit more interesting. I've chosen this melody because it's simple, it's still a bit catchy, and it has enough room for vocals to go on top of it. You don't want to have a melody that is overwhelming and taking everything away from the singer, so that's so far my choice for this track. This entire process might look in this video quite quick, but I've started at 7 and it's now almost 2, so time for a lunch break. Chinese or pizza?
Malzbier.
Okay, I'm kind of testing how a break could sound like, how the beat part where the most stuff is going on could sound like, and here at the end a part where the least stuff is going on. Doing this step before doing the actual arrangement and the mixing helps me a lot. I save quite a lot of time. Usually I started right away doing an arrangement, and if there's anything wrong you have to go back or move around a lot of stuff. So sticking to this until it is working is way easier and the arrangement goes a lot faster. Just as a quick example why this is so helpful, I have here the main synth. I've added a bit crusher. And listening to it within the mix sounds totally fine. But at this later point where the synth, the bass and the kick are alone, it's just way too much of bit crushing, you can really hear it. So I'm turning the mix down to 10%. I'm also testing out the pad sound with the main melody and all of the other elements. And it's definitely not working, it's too crowded, so I already have like an A part with the main melody, the drums, the bass and the chords, and a B part where the main melody is gone, but the pad is added. Deleting the pad, and this is the A part. And the B part. Just with the pad. And I've already hear a slight variation in the drums. Finding a nice and really good synth sound that is unique and doesn't sound cheap is always quite hard. I usually go through the presets. As soon as I have a sound that I quite like, I start to go into the settings and edit it even more. I almost always add reverb. I try out using chorus and delay. On some sounds it works, on others it doesn't. Now I will do the same with the other sounds. I have this main sound for the break that needs to be a bit nicer and more interesting. The pad sound that is coming in the B part is really nice. I don't think I have to search for another one. I'm still not 100% done with the track. I'm really satisfied with the drums. The rest is still in the making. Now it's almost 6, time to call it a day. I think 11 hours are really enough. This girl is not knowing what she's doing. Coffee to go, and probably the most manly bag I could find. Miles, are you ready?
Of course.
Ollie, ready?
Yes, of course.
time I won more than I lost. Almost back home. Time to watch the last episode of Narcos. I think she was laughing about my back.